Hi. I'm still me, Sloan. Um, so today I wanted to get onto the topic of dreams. Because I'm a strange person. I understand and accept and embrace that about myself. But my dreams have these weird kind of effects on me. Um, One day, I live in New York, and I live in this big tower of a building. And it was a hurricane. The rain was just slapping against the window, and the winds are blowing, and you can hear it all. It sounds torrential. And it was actually, it was one of those, Hurricane Sandy, I believe it was. It was one of the really, really bad ones. Now, while that was going on, I was kind of, I was sleeping. As the rain was coming down and the winds were whipping around like they were, I slept that way in the middle of my room. And when I woke up, I felt I felt so heavy, and I was weeping. I was crying because I felt like it was just such a beautiful love story that had unfolded in my dream. And my son looking at me like, because I'm not normally very sentimental or very emotional even. My kids used to think I was a robot for half their lives. Um, so when I woke up that morning and I was crying, and my son made us a couple of cups of tea, and we're sitting in the kitchen, and he asked me what happened. And so I told him, uh, I don't normally have normal dreams. As a matter of fact, most of my dreams are really super fucking annoying. But when they're scary, they're normally very dragged out until the one point that's really scary, and then boom, my heart's jumping out of my chest. This was not one of those dreams. This was probably the sweetest, most sentimental dream I have ever had in my life. So, it begins during the zombie apocalypse. I know, right? Perfect setting for a love story. Um, Me and a couple of survivors, we happen upon this cave going up this mountain area, and we're like, oh shit, it's big enough. It's got a space for a fire and everything. It looks like it's already been lived in before. Nobody seems to be here now. We're gonna do this. We're gonna, stick it out in here for a couple of days, figure out where to go from there. And as we're closing ourselves into the cave, an old man comes out, gun in hand, and tells us if we stick to our own business, we should be fine, but he wants us out by morning. And I don't know, I guess everyone was falling asleep on me, and it's the end of the night, and I'm cleaning up, and we had just cooked dinner and whatnot, and I figured the old man had been kind enough to us, so let me bring him a plate of food in the back of his cave. And I go, like, through the caverns or whatever, until this other open cavern opens up, and there he is. But I heard, like, these chains rattling and growling, and I'm scared to shit. I think it's a fucking zombie. And it is. And I grab my gun. I almost drop the fucking food. Old man grabs his gun and says, you shoot her, I shoot you. That's my wife. And I put the plate food down, hands up, and I walk out of it. I'm sitting out front, and the old man comes out, and he lights a blunt, hands it to me, and he's like, listen, that's my wife. Then he explains how when they first got there, they had chiseled the beds because they were going to, chiseled beds into the walls because they were going to offer it as a space for any survivors to come and stay with them. And one day, while he was out surveying the land, she was out picking herbs or whatever, but he got attacked by a zombie, and she saved him, but in doing so, she got bit, basically. He wasn't ready to give her up. So what he did instead was keep her. She was still the woman he was in love with. He kept her chained to the wall by her neck, waist, arms, and legs. And he fed her every day because he was still in love with her. She was still his cheerleader. And he said that he would take care of her till the end of her days. And I woke up sobbing because I was wondering if I was ever going to find somebody who would keep zombie me around after real me had gone away. And I thought I would never find that. And I know that there are people out there who love each other. I get that it's hokey or whatever because it's a zombie dream, but it resonated with me. And when I woke up, it was just like, there are some people out there in the world who have that tight a bond that no matter what, they will have each other's back and they will always be together. It was just such a beautiful thing to see, to experience. That when I woke up, I was genuinely moved. Because of that dream, I realized that I didn't believe the bullshit I was saying about how I didn't believe in love. I do believe in love. I do believe in true love. I do believe it happens. I've seen it with my own two eyes. Old couple I knew stood it out with each other for like 60 some odd years until they died almost a year apart from one another. I get it. I've seen it. Because even until their near death days, they were still looking at each other as if they were nummy treats walking into the room. You know, like, it's just, I've seen it. I just don't think it happens to all of us. And I think that generation after generation of watching Disney princesses get the prince and get married and live happily ever after, it ruined our view of what the reality of love is. The reality of love is you get to spend day in and day out with the person who most gets you and who wants to spend that time with you, wants to take that journey with you. I don't believe that there is just a one person who can satiate all your needs. I mean, I don't think that the gods were thinking that far ahead when making our couplings. I think, you have that one person you go to all these museums with, and you go to symphonies with, and then you have that other party, the other person who goes to the rock concerts with you, who goes to the poetry readings with you, and you got that other person who just wants to go to the art shows, and these are the moments you want to spend with them, genuinely spend with them, and it's a thing that you want to do exclusively with them. I wouldn't deny myself the right or the ability to go with them and do what I would with them just because I'm doing things with the other person. I couldn't see myself limiting myself that way. So, yeah, that being said, I do believe in true love. It is a thing. I know that it is a thing. I have seen it. I just don't believe that it's what everyone else thinks it is. Because if it was, then they wouldn't be trying to convince themselves they're in love with the person that they're at home with. And they wouldn't be out there cheating. And they wouldn't be lying constantly. They'd be trying to make it work with that one person who excites them. That one person who they know is the real deal with them. That one person who has stuck it out with them. If the gods intended for you to be with that one person, then wouldn't you know it was supposed to be that one person? Wouldn't you want to stick it out with that one person? Why would you be running off to the bed of another? I don't understand that whole ideology. Just, it doesn't make sense to me. Then again, I'm strange. And not very much makes sense to me. Even if it's logic, especially if it's logic-based. Oh my God. Let's not go there. Not today. Alright, I will talk again to you soon.